What's a better idea than unlimited food and roller coasters?
Stay tuned because there is one ride that we get to ride tonight that is quite a big deal, if you know about the ride. We're over here at Universal Orlando for an Orlando Informer Meetup. If you do not know what an Orlando Informer Meetup is, it is a separately ticketed event that happens after hours that Orlando Informer puts on. It allows you to have unlimited drinks that are non-alcoholic.
These are not included.
We bought that. And unlimited food, which is very important, especially the ice cream to Josh. He's got a list of ice cream to check out tonight.
I need to try all of those.
And then it also allows you limited to no wait times for the rides. We've heard Hagrid's is as low as 25 minutes and everything else says ride now. We're here to check it all out tonight. This is our first Orlando Informer. We are so excited to be here.
So follow along with us tonight and we'll show you what you're missing out on.
So with our Orlando Informer tickets, we could get in as early as 3 p.m. to check in for Orlando Informer. We got to go in one of the studios they had set up with tons of food for us to try, unlimited Coke, Coke Zero, Diet Coke, water bottles, all of that too.
It's basically a little pre-game party there. They had walking tacos and hot dogs,
Minion
tots, mac and cheese, and a bunch of different food that you could have as much as you'd like. The pink cookies.
Those were so good.
If you followed us along, or if you have followed, if I can speak, if you will follow us on any of our social media platforms, you will have seen in our story some of that food and whatnot. So yeah, just a little pre-game party with food and drinks.
So the rest of the people that are at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure right now will have to leave the park by 9 p.m. and that is when the true fun starts for us. So the last few hours, we've just been kind of wandering around, getting to do stuff just the two of us. We do not have our kids with us. They are with their grandpa currently. So we're able to explore, ride things just the two of us. It's kind of fun. We love our kids, by the way. It's just nice to do things as adults too. At 9 p.m., that is when the unlimited food starts for us. So from 9 to 10, they have 4 restaurants that we can try foods at. And then at 10, all the other restaurants and snack carts open that are listed. The event tonight lasts until 1:30, and some of the times vary on when restaurants close, when rides have to shut down due to noise ordinances, and all of that. So we're gonna see how much we can get done tonight, but our main priority is to try all of the foods that we don't always want to spend all of our money on.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of this food is theme park food, so it's expensive, right?
Yes.
So we get to ride the rides anytime we're here. It will be awesome experiencing them late night and getting some of that in the dark, whatnot as well. However, we are going to make it a heavy priority to try all the foods that we have not yet, just because we don't want to spend our life savings in a single day at the park.
We're trying Cafe La Bamba first.
Yeah, it's 8:44. They said they were going to open at 9, so we're going to get in a little early.
Let's do it. So I got the chicken because I saw jalapenos in it. I was really stoked about that. It's literally falling out of the tortilla. They fill these. All right, I'm going to try it. It's got guac, cheese, sour cream pico, chicken with, I think, jalapenos. Really good.
All right, so clearly she does not know how to eat. Again, I got the chicken and the pork. These things are completely stuffed full. We got to put our own guac and sour cream, cheese, all that on top. So let's dive in. Like this. You don't care if it gets on your fingers. Who cares? Again, we've not ever tried this restaurant because normally with the kids and whatnot, we have to let them pick. But now that we know, I will definitely come back. You're gonna have to turn the camera off for me because I cannot.
Okay, so I got really excited and tried the desserts already. I wanted to at least describe them to you guys. So Josh wasn't as big of a fan of the mango one as I was, but it's very like light and fluffy. It's very it's a cheesecake texture, but it's not heavy by any means. It's really good in my opinion. It's definitely very mango forward though. So if you're not a fan of the mango forward cheesecake taste, like you're not gonna like. I feel like that was kind of mango and cheesecake. So of course it's mango forward, but it really is. I just asked Josh to talk about the flan. Then I looked over and he said, I don't have any left. I ate it. Okay, the flan is good too. It's a caramel flan. Again, they're both really light desserts. They complement each other very well. I feel like they had something similar at HHN. I could be wrong, but I feel like they did. But as you can see on the plate, I'm just really like mushing it up to show you, but it's very, very, very light and fluffy too. Not too thick and heavy. Okay, so we were in and out of there in 10 minutes. Like we said earlier, there's only 4 restaurants open at this time, 2 on Universal side and 2 on Islands of Adventure side. The only other restaurant currently open on this side is Richter's. We eat there a lot.
Yeah, we eat there a lot with the family. It's easy, burgers and stuff like that, chicken tenders. So even for the littles, it's very easy to just grab something. So we're gonna skip that tonight.
Yes.
Our next stop is going to be Ride Rockit now that we got a little food in our bellies.
Let's go.
All right, guys, due to bleed over from the actual park and them allowing people to still get in line at 9 o'clock and it just now being 8:59, Ride Rockit actually has a 75-minute wait.
Yeah,
so we're going to skip that for the time being until these people flush out of the park. However, we do have to ride it tonight because they have a special secret code for, I'm not sure what the sound or music or whatever is, but it says we will hear voices that should be familiar to the Orlando Informer world.
If you are not sure what he means by that, Ride Rockit actually has songs that play while you ride the ride.
There is a secret song list menu that you can access. If you hold the logo in for 10 seconds before the ride starts, it will bring up the ability to type in some numbers. Well, if you look up online, there's a list of songs that you can put in. However, if you use one of these songs, you cannot buy your ride pictures or video because they are not, I guess, licensed for them to do that with.
Pretty sure the list that we got the ride codes from was Orlando Informer. So I would go check their website. They have so much information on the parks. Need to know things. They also have ticket discounts. They're actually an authorized partner with Universal, so they're able to sell Universal tickets at sometimes a slightly lesser rate. So definitely check their website. First off, it's a really wild sight to be walking into a park that everyone is walking out of. Every single person, because the park is officially closed. Okay, we made it back in. We are heading over to Cafe 4 first.
Yeah, so to avoid having similar instances like we just had at Ride Rockit, we're going to go to the next open restaurant over here that we've not tried yet.
So I'm trying their strawberry dessert. It's not my favorite. It's like a strawberry.
No, it's good.
Josh likes it. We're apparently having opposite day because I love the mango thing.
Cheesecake. It's not cake.
He said it's like a cheesecake.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's exactly what it is.
I love cheesecake. Maybe I'm broken tonight. I don't know. Anyway, they were out of little plates. It was a little rushy up there. People were waiting on certain things. So we just grabbed a slice of the cheese pizza. Josh grabbed a slice of the pepperoni pizza. And then we grabbed one of their little Alfredo bowls with the bread. Actually looks really good. The only thing we did not grab is a salad, but I think it was a Caesar salad and neither one of us wanted that. So we're not missing anything. Perfect timing.
Pizza is very hot. This is your typical food court pizza. It's really good. It's nothing insane, but it's really good pepperoni pizza here. Very hot though.
All right, Josh is not a huge fan of Alfredo, so I'm gonna try this for us. Some noodles, some grilled chicken. It doesn't look like there's a ton of Alfredo sauce, but we're gonna find out. Okay, let's try this. It's not terrible, but I feel like it could use a lot more sauce. I taste way more noodle than I do Alfredo.
Keep in mind, she drowns everything in sauce. She doesn't like food, she likes sauce.
Go away. Little more flavor to the chicken with it on there. But overall, like, if I was choosing, I'd come in and just get the pizza. Like you said, it's more cafeteria style, but if I was coming and had to take my pick, I would get the pizza.
So now that we have eaten tacos and pizza within the span of about 25 minutes, we are going to go try and jump on the Hulk. Let's see what the line's like there. We got in line at 9:24, walked directly onto the ride, and we were off by 9:40. Not 9:40, 9:30. So 6 minutes. It took us exactly 6 minutes to walk through the queue and ride the ride.
Crazy. So these are the current wait times over here at Islands of Adventure. Everything so far says ride now except for Pteranodon Flyers, Velocicoaster, and that's it. Right now, Hagrid's is showing closed. It's supposed to be open tonight, but I know it was delayed earlier, so we'll see what happens with that. but the rest of them are literally walk-ons except for 2. Another really awesome thing about Orlando Informer is that the arcades are on free play. There's an arcade in each park, and a lot of the games in here are on free play, so we're taking a quick break in the AC for just a second, and Josh is gonna play Guitar Hero. So earlier I mentioned that there was a ride that we were excited to ride that we don't get to ride very often, and by very often I mean basically not at all. To ride this ride, you have to have a small child, and we have not put Zoe on it yet because of the way the ride structure is. She would have to sit solo, and our girl's cute, but she is not trustworthy alone on a ride. Not at all.
No, she already tried to jump off Cat in the Hat, so.
Seriously. So we got drawn for the lottery because normally adults can't ride it without children. But we're heading to ride Pteranodon Flyers, and we scored 2 tickets to it. We are so stoked. Josh has actually never been on it.
No, actually you rode it once, maybe twice with Titus.
Yeah.
Before we even moved down here and got to come to the parks very often, and we haven't been on it in years, or I have never been on it. She hasn't been on it in years, so I'm excited to see what it's like.
We just got off Pteranodon Flyers. The wait time posted said 5 minutes.
I think it took us closer to 30. Of course, that's the first real line we've waited in at all. Hulk, like we said, we walked right on. Fully expected this one to have somewhat of a line, though, because it is a unique experience that typically adults don't get to take part in.
Well, and because adults don't get to take part in it, there's 2 seats on each ride, and they had to split everyone up into singles. So we had to split up. 1 adult can ride at a time on it, and it looks like I think they only have 3 carts going. It looks like.
Yeah, one of the carts seemed like it was down as well. That being said, I could see why kids would love it.
Oh, it's so fun.
It was fairly fun even as a full-grown adult. The views, however, especially at night, were awesome. You can see Skull Island and all the Kong stuff over there, the mountains, and Kong's head into the side of the mountain there, the lights, the fires, and all that. It was awesome.
The breeze also feels really great.
Yeah, because it's still sticky hot right now.
For sure. I do want to mention that they have the raptor encounter tonight, which is really cool. We have not actually done it in the dark before. However, there's a few other things that we are working towards currently, so we want to accomplish them first. If we have time, we'll come back, but I don't think we will tonight. Another thing to note is that the games are open. You can play them. You cannot win prizes, however, but you can just sit and free play them if you want to try to play them and practice for when the park is actually open. All right, so a little bit of a change in plans. I know I've mentioned before in a couple videos that I have POTS. It's postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I know my limits, and we have eaten like pure junk tonight. We have already done almost 17,000 steps, and we still have, it's 10:30, 3 more hours to go. So because of this, and then a mixture of Hulk with all the upside down loops and stuff in Hulk, my POTS is really messing with me really bad. So we're at Velocicoaster. It's right now. It's a walk-on. Josh is going to go ahead and get on the ride, and I am sitting outside, right outside a store with AC, and I might go inside of it because I need some AC, and just taking a break because that's literally the only thing that's going to help me. So I'm breaking right now. He's going to ride Velocicoaster. Hopefully I feel better in a little bit, and if I do, then I will ride it because, again, it is right now. After this, I think we are going to go get some more food. I will pace myself though. At this exact moment, Hagrid's is still not up to ride, so we keep watching it. We will see. If that is up, I will ride that because it does not go upside down. So we will see.
All right, guys, so it took me exactly 9 minutes to go through the queue and get off of that ride. And I just want to say I already love Velocicoaster, but at night it is an entirely different world. The tunnel being dark, when you take off, all that, it's phenomenal. Highly, highly, highly recommend riding it at night.
All right, so we were on the way to get some more food, and we went over to Hogsmeade, and Josh went to check, and even though the app was showing that it wasn't open, Hagrid's is open. So it is currently at a 90-minute wait time, which is honestly really long. We've seen previous Orlando meetups, it seems like it's around 25 minutes.
Or even walk on.
Yeah, and so I do have an accessibility pass because I have a few different conditions through Universal. And so we asked if they would take that, and they said absolutely. So they gave us a callback time. So we're going to get a little bit of food and sit down for a second, get me in some AC because I'm struggling a bit tonight, as I just said. So we're going to go do that, and then we're going to go over and ride Hagrid's. And then I think after that, we're heading over to Universal Studios to eat more food.
Absolutely. What's a better idea than unlimited food and roller coasters? I mean, I can't think of one.
Josh got his ice cream. All is right in the world.
Wonderful.
Look at that.
And what better way to cool off than some mint chocolate chip ice cream?
Now that Josh has his ice cream, we are at the place I have been waiting for. I have been dying to try some of these tots, and for some reason, I never make it over here. We are at Green Eggs and Ham. These are the buffalo chicken tots. I'm gonna eat them while walking. They've got chicken tenders, mozzarella cheese, scallions, ranch, and buffalo sauce all over tater tots. Just had the buffalo chicken tots. Taking a break for just a second. The tater tots were a little dry, but I truly do think when I went to the window and asked for them, they were sitting kind of like under a heat lamp with a lot of other tater tots. So I don't know if they'd been sitting there, sitting there for a little too long. They're a little dry. The chicken itself is really moist. The buffalo sauce is really good. It reminds me of the buffalo sauce on the stingers that are over at Fire Eaters Grill. I was gonna get those tonight, but since I just had the buffalo tots, I'm not right now. They're really, really good. So I really like the chicken. Yeah, I like them. I would definitely get them again, for sure. Now that both of us are completely miserable from food again, we're going to go jump on Hagrid's. Okay, so for Orlando Informer tonight, they have a little path open that goes between Islands of Adventures and Universal Studios. You actually enter in Dr. Seuss Land, and you walk behind the park and enter over by Minion Mayhem and Ride Rockit. So it's a nice little shortcut. We could have taken the Hogwarts Express. It is open tonight and it is a walk-on, but Ride Rockit closes at midnight due to noise ordinances.
Yeah, due to noise ordinance.
What just happened? I'm so tired. I cannot speak. Let's just stop with that. Anyway, so we're wanting to get over. Josh is gonna ride Ride Rockit. We just got off Hagrid's. I think it took us 12 minutes to get through the queue.
Yeah.
Took us about 12 minutes to get through the queue. So Hagrid's is amazing. Again, like I said earlier, it does not go upside down. So it is a lot more tame for my body to handle when I'm having an off night. I'm probably gonna sit out Ride Rockit too, just so that I can last the last, 2 hours of the event tonight. Without having a rough time, but he is really stoked. He loves Ride Rockit, and like he said earlier, there's a special Orlando Informer track, I guess, on the ride tonight. I'm not quite sure what that is, so I'll let you know once I get off.
You do whatever you want, because I enjoy that. Amazing. I love it. Oh my God, I love your dance moves.
It's time for a twirl.
I just got off Ride Rockit, and as I said earlier, they had a track that was specifically for the Orlando Informer. It started off by talking something about Churro. So if you're not aware who Churro is, we actually met him earlier tonight, but he is the mascot of Orlando Informer. So there was a mention of him. A song played for a little bit. I'm not sure what the song was specifically. However, at the end of the ride, it was Taylor thanking us for the 10 years of Orlando Informer, and it wouldn't be what it is without us that attend. So yeah, it was just really cool to hear. All right, friends, it's 11:45 and we are back again with more food. You guessed it, that's what we're here for. I have the Kevin's Choppa salad. It was some kind of like mustard vinaigrette with it that I got. And then I got the steak and cheese raised sliders. If you want to just take a good look at her. The bun, I've had these before. These are just small. Usually it's a little bigger when you come to the restaurant. I'm going into full-blown give-up mode. I am tapping out to the food. I don't even know what I'm eating anymore at this point. Yes. El Macho's something, and these banana chips and some salsa. I've had so much junk. I'm struggling, to be honest with you. On top of getting off and on of roller coasters and flipping upside down over and over again. Normally, eating is not a problem for me. It's kind of a challenge I usually embrace, but it is hard when you are at a theme park. Needless to say, I think our time with roller coasters is done for the night. We're going to finish out. It's 11:50. We've got about an hour and a half left until the park closes. There's a few more places that we would like to hit up before they close and grab something. Okay, let me rephrase that. We really wanted to hit up before we started this video, but
we're kind of full, so we'll see how that goes. I grabbed a frozen butterbeer because it is my absolute favorite, and it's free. Well, we paid for it with the ticket, but it's free, so you have to get it when it's free.
I grabbed the pumpkin juice and took a small sip. Personally, I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people really like it. I am not one of those people, however.
I didn't think it was terrible, but I definitely like frozen butterbeer way more.
Yeah, I would say for me, the flavor profile of the pumpkin juice was like a little bit pumpkin flavor and like pickles or something. I didn't really enjoy it.
I didn't taste pickles, but trust his judgment.
That's just my taste buds.
We're leaving Diagon Alley. It is 12:13. We have about an hour left of Orlando Informer. We are tired. We are full.
More than full. So we did just grab the butterbeer, as she referenced.
Yeah.
However, at this point, I think we're going to give up on food.
More food.
I've done too many loop-de-loops, as Titus likes to call them. Basically, I've rode too many roller coasters and had too much to eat. I normally am accused of having two stomachs. That does not feel like the case tonight. It feels like I have a bag of concrete mix in my stomach.
It goes without saying, we're both going to be pretty miserable tomorrow. Because just because we're getting home at 2 a.m. doesn't mean our toddler is. She gets up at 5, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. We're going to finish out the night, I think, in the arcade.
Yeah, we'll spend some time in the arcade and maybe just wander around and see if we can run into some other friends, hang out. I don't know. I think I'm done with rides and food.
Both. No, same. We had a really good time tonight, but we're both pretty topped out. So about 2 minutes after we made that video, we made a plan. Josh is going to go to the arcade, and I am actually going to walk around and see if I can find a couple snacks that I can take home for the kids. I know we just said no more food. Like I said, keywords, for the kids. It is not for us, but we're going to need some bargaining tools when Titus finds out we rode Pteranodon Flyers without him. Let's see what we can find. All right, it is 12:30. We have about an hour left, and this is how the streets look. It is pretty daggone empty here. So we just ran into Dracula. Actually, weirdly enough, Josh was coming back from the arcade. We were walking down the street 10 feet from each other and didn't even know it. And I'm videoing how empty the streets are here. And he was like, I called him and he said, I just ran into Dracula. And I was like, where? He was like, in front of the horror makeup show. And I was like, I'm in front of the horror makeup show. I was 20 feet from Dracula. He's just standing there in silence, uncomfortably staring at people. So silent.
Sorry, I didn't have my mic on at this point. We weren't really, expecting to do a video. Yeah, I was walking from the arcade and looking, and he's standing, staring straight at me from about 50 yards away. So I just walked straight over to him, like, hey, I think this is pretty disrespectful that there's not a soul over here getting a picture with you. So can I get a selfie? Megan had the camera and whatnot, so I couldn't get that. Then she calls me. She's right in the same spot. Odd.
Yeah, anyway, so we had said earlier that there were random meet and greets out tonight. Honestly, we didn't even go out seeking any of them because we had a mission to eat a lot of food, but we have ran into two good ones. So we ran into a minion, and then we ran into Dracula, which was so random because I didn't even know he came out here, honestly. I feel like I should have known that, but whatever, we know now. Guys, we're ending the night. It's supposed to end at 1:30, it's 12:40. We're calling it quits.
Tapping out.
We're done. We're done. We still have like a 45-minute drive home. Fine.
Again, from the pre-game food to then coming in and going right at food and eating what feels like endless amounts of food.
It was.
While riding roller coaster after roller coaster and ride after ride and walking 20,000.
It had to be over. Well, my watch has changed over to a new day. We've done 2,000 so far today. And
I believe you already said we were at 18,000 plus earlier, so over 20,000 steps.
20,000 steps.
Plus the food and the rides, like we said. It hurts. That being said, it was an amazing time. I had a blast. I wish we would have got tickets to both days because we could have paced ourselves a little differently.
It's okay.
Maybe used one day as we'll eat everything we can and don't care about rides, and then another day to just ride everything.
I mean, if it follows last year's trends, there are 2 more weekends for Orlando Informer in November and 2 more for December. Again, I don't know if it's going to follow exactly how last year did, but if it does, we have more opportunities to go. We encourage you to do this. Honestly, this was so much fun. As you saw throughout the night, most of the rides were walk-ons as we checked them. Hagrid seemed like it had a little bit of a delay, which was unusual, but even that finally dropped below an hour. Honestly, it was a win for us. I didn't add up exactly how much the food was that we had, but 10 out of 10, I would do it again.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The rides that we did, every one of them normally has a 45-minute plus
Absolutely.
long line. Even Pteranodon Flyers gets insane a lot of times.
Yeah.
And we were able to knock all of those out waiting at most maybe 20 minutes tonight. So
yeah, it was a really good time. I was telling Josh earlier, the only thing that's keeping me alive right now is that with my little POTS condition, I have to have a lot of sodium, and everything I had a lot of sodium. And I know that it did because it makes me feel a little better. Dude, can we just check out the veins? Look at that. What is happening here? I'm so sorry. That is insane. Guys, I'm so happy. The line at the last ice cream shop we were gonna stop at was more than 10 minutes long, and we decided not to because I was very tempted.
I had already tapped out. I'm tired.
If you want to be notified about these incredible Orlando Informer meetups so you too can eat way too much food and have walk-ons on every ride, go to orlandoinformer.com and sign up for their newsletter. We'll see you at the next one, right?
And I'm going to bed.
Good night. Also, I did just want to note that I did secure a couple pink donuts from Lard La Donuts before we left. They still had some they were giving out, so I secured them for the kids for in the morning, so we will be at peace for riding Pteranodon Flyers without Titus.